Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart and welcome to my channel. I'm taking a moment during the sneak peek here to let you all know that this tutorial is geared more toward the beginner bloomer. This was so full of tips I didn't want to edit any of it out, so this is going to be a little longer video geared more toward the beginner. Hi everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart and welcome to my channel. And today I'm doing some paint skins for some more charcuterie boards. The skins I made went wonky on me and I'm really bummed. And I'm going to let me show you. I made 4 of these and they were beautiful. And then look at the middle disaster area. Really turned into mush. So I can't use these. Plus I ended up making them too big. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm back to make another set of 4, maybe more, depends on how I feel. But I gotta make sets of 2 each time. I made my first one already. I really like it. I changed the color combination a little bit, so it's coming out a little lighter than this. So let's get started. Yeah, first of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here today. And what I've got going on here, I have got another batch of Glidden, GLN 6011, to use as my pillow. So, and just as a reminder, even though I do functional art, I want to tell everybody that the same things I'm doing here, even on a skin, is the exact same process you would use on a canvas if that's what you choose to create on. So the processes are the same. It's just learning the process and then applying it however you want to. That's the beautiful thing about fluid art. It's so versatile. And I find that the bloom technique is extraordinarily versatile. So I've got this as my pillow. If you're new to fluid art, you often have to lay down a pillow or a base coat. This is a pillow in bloom terms. In other types of fluid art terms, like a straight pour or a pearl pour or whatever else, most of the other pours, it's called a base coat. Because you want to have something for your paints to be laid down on so that they can move around. So this is the pillow. We're talking bloom paint here. What I've got now are my colors. And these are mixed with my pouring medium. So just so I can explain it, let me show you. This is for the newbies. If you're seasoned, you might want to skip past this part for the next minute. So with the colors, you mix your color to your pouring medium. So with each color, you have pouring medium, and then pouring medium also helps it spread out and makes your paints last longer. It makes them go longer, gets more mileage. So I'm not just taking paint out of a tube and sticking it down. It's way too thick, first of all. So you need to have paint that is thin enough, the right consistency, so that it'll spread and move the way you want it to. In this case, for the bloom, in my recipe, I am using this right now, which is Valspar 833124 and Minwax Gloss Varnish. And I have 3.5 parts of the paint to 1 part of the gloss varnish, and that's what's mixed in here. This is my pouring medium. And then I mix my pouring medium in a cup with my paint at about a rate of, I don't know, 2 parts of pouring medium to about 3 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, or so. What's most important is you get to the consistency. And this is about a 2-3 second trace off the stick, which is what I like to go for. So after that long dissertation, this is the Artist Loft Aqua Green. And you want to probably mix these up the day before, if you can, because you want the bubbles to settle out as much as possible. This is a mixture, and it's a real mixture of things. It's Artist Loft Glacier Blue with TLP's Sea Glass and also some golden pale Titan green. So there's the consistency. Here we go. It's got the opacity of the pale Titan green, but it's also got some bling of the pearl paint. This is Arteza's Pearl Glacier Blue. yeah, after a while, you know, after you've been doing this a while, you start to forget about the basic stuff to share with people. So that's why I'm sharing with you the pouring medium. And I actually have a pouring medium recipe. It's video 140. I'll link it above. In that recipe, though, I'm using the Glidden, a Glidden recipe, a Glidden paint. But the Glidden and the Valspar work equally good, so I don't have any complaints. Now, a lot of people use the Behr 8300. Some people use the Behr 3300. There are other types of paints you can use for your pouring medium. And if you're new, you probably should find an artist you really like and then find their ingredients and use their recipes until you figure out how to do it. I mean, I could sit here all day and explain to you what I'm doing and showing you, but at the end of the day, you still got to put the paint on the canvas or on the substrate. This is TLP Hammerhead. This is Amsterdam's bluish green. I'm going to add a little water to this because it's too thick. Here we go. So, a few spritzes of water, gently mix. You could add Minwax, but you don't want to add too much Minwax because then your recipe may go a little bonkers. All right, let's put this down. Usually this bluish green is really thin. I don't know why it's being so thick. And if you're wondering why I like to drizzle, because I feel like this lattice work kind of framework that you get with drizzling helps the colors kind of show themselves more and peek through better. This is my Payne's Gray combination with Arteza and Golden. There are so many things to learn, and then you have to not just learn it, but then apply it and then figure out what works for you. So there's a whole process to getting comfortable. And the best advice is just don't be afraid. You know, it's a little bit of paint. A little paint's not gonna hurt anything if it fails. Okay, so this is an Australian Floetrol cell activator. This is cell activator that I inherited from the fluidart experience. As you see, this I don't have this in my little container. This is Winterstrom's Australian, which is probably 2 parts Australian Floetrol with 1 part paint. And if you want to try a reliable American Floetrol cell activator recipe, I have an 8-minute video. It's 141. I will link it above. And this is especially for the newbies. For the cell activator, I will blow straight down into the cell activator as I'm blowing with my mouth to form a little ridge. So as you're blowing down, you're going to have a little divot form. Where that divot forms and the ridge begins, aim your blow at that ridge, which is where the cell activator starts, and then blow that cell activator out over the paint, and the paint will stretch out over the pillow. And if you want some nice full blooms, move your head a little bit side to side as you're blowing out, and that keeps that paint spreading open to get you some nice full blooms. So in here, I'm going to use the straw to get a little more shape that I'm looking for so that it's going to fit properly on the charcuterie board. So I'm kind of making sure I'm going to get it to be about 8 inches by 6 inches to fit on that board properly, and I'm just trying to get the shape here. Woo. That's my plastic outside, covering up my my wood pieces. Well, not anymore, actually. Oh my God. Okay, so now where I've got this blown out, I want to blow out the center a little more for the cell activator, but in the meantime, I need to lay down some pillow. because my composition is going to start to roll on itself pretty soon if I don't get some paint down here. Got to be careful doing this. Probably should have this in a squeeze bottle too. So you just want to go around and make sure that your composition is not going to get rolled over. Because if I were to spin it right there, my composition would roll over itself. The paints would just fall over each other like a tidal wave coming into the beach. Okay, and that also gives the center some time to come back. Okay, and I'm going to stretch this out a little bit. So I'm making a paint skin, and this is a silicone mat. And what'll happen is after this paint skin dries, in 3 or 4 days, I'll be able to literally peel it right off the mat, like a peel and stick something. Peel and stick sticker. And I'll be able to cut it to size, and then I'll be able to apply it to the charcuterie board. Oh, darn it, I didn't mean to do that. That was not good. It's a good thing I only went so far. You know, things happen. You always have to be mindful of what you're doing. Now I need to lay more paint down there. No big deal. Things happen. Give it a spin. And I'm looking for about 7 inches wide and about 6 inches tall. And that'll fit the charcuterie board just about perfectly. But I also have to take into account the extra that's on the edges, like all that blue, the Payne's gray blue. I'll be cutting that back, most likely. I don't want to just have plain color on the sides, or not as much as I've got here. So I'm only at 6 inches that way. So let's give it some more spin. Give it a little more speed. Being mindful to be aware. Once it starts to spread, I don't want to go too far like it's going. My other paint skin, I went a little too crazy. I went too far. But who needs to do any more than that? And this paint is thinner than my multi-pro. And I'll tell you what, I'm gradually becoming a fan of the Glidden. So this is where we are. That came out really nice. So here are the 2 spun out paint skins, still wet, that are going to go on the charcuterie board. Hey everyone, I'm back for the paint skin removal time. So just as a reminder, these are silicone mats, and these ones here that have red, I got from Walmart, and I've cut them down 4 ways. These 2 here I got from Amazon. So it's literally this easy. Once it's all dry, say 3 or 4 days, literally, simply that easy. Yep. Easy peasy. So next I will be cutting these down, and I'm not going to show you cutting down, but basically I take the scissors and I find where the best line is on there to get that to fit the way I want it to get to fit on the charcuterie board. And of course I want to get the prime piece, and then I want to lay it out the right way that is going to get the best effect for pretty on the charcuterie board. Hi everyone, I'm back for the paint skin application, and this is where I'm planning on putting these 2 on the charcuterie board. And so it's really simple. I've shown this in other videos. This is some clear matte varnish. I've stirred it up. Here's my brush. The varnish is going to act like glue as I put it on the board itself and also on the paint skin. So this is how I'm going to lay it out. So let me get started. I'm going to do 1, and I'll probably fast forward through this, but you're just going to get the gist of what I'm doing. you'll get the idea. It's not that hard. It's just... So when I'm going through at about 5 times the speed here, just wanted to condense this process down because it's pretty self-explanatory. Just applying some varnish to the board and then some varnish to the back of the skin, and then you're laying it down. And you want to move fairly quickly because it does start to stick pretty quick. You want to make sure to get all around the edges, and you want to start from the middle and push all the varnish and air bubbles out from the center. You really, really want to do this. You don't want to have air bubbles when you get to the resining portion because it makes it hard for the resin to lay nice and flat. And the last part I tackle are the pieces that overhang the sides. Just want to hold it down for an extra minute or so until it's fully secure. All right, everybody, I'm back, and here are the final applications of the paint skins. So I can wrap it around the edges, kind of make it more interesting. And next will be the resining process. So everyone, that's a wrap. Here are both ends of the charcuterie board after resining and putting on the handles. And I will say that each time I do this, I'm learning more and more about how to do this the most efficient and most successful way. So here's up close. And as I go through this, I want to just invite you, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell on all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials. At the end, I will link my charcuterie board playlist so you can see other color combinations and other projects. And a reminder, I am offering personalized and customized tutorials. If you have a particular problem or question, you want to have a more up-close and personal view of how I do something, I have my email in the description. You can contact me there. And of course, there's still time to join me at the Fluidart Boutique in DC. I will have the link in the description. So that's a wrap for now, everybody. Take care. Till next time.